The output of the energy demand assessment and the dynamic modeling is then used to carry out the geothermal system model and specifically to look at the site assessment and the requirements that might be necessary to understand what the ground conditions might be. So you can see there was a completion of an initial test borehole to a depth of 150 meters, and then the completion of that with a thermal response test that allowed us to understand the thermal properties of the ground prior to designing the final array. And you've certainly heard more about the design of the TRT process in Module 1. So based on the information that we got specifically for this site, the energy demand profile that was developed through the dynamic simulation was then combined with the ground condition and thermal properties data, and we derived that a collector requirement of a total of 3,740 meters of vertical closed-loop boreholes averaging a depth of 175 meters was required. So these boreholes were laid out. You can see in the schematic on the left-hand side of the screen, the building is on the very far left, and the borehole array was laid out at an 8-meter spacing in the drawing that you can see in the center of the screen, with each borehole retrofitted with a W40 mil geothermal probe and then connected back on the surface to a central manifold chamber located just opposite the plant room. So the plant room itself comprises 3 heat pumps. They have a maximum capacity of 110 kilowatts, but they actually each work at a maximum capacity of 72 kilowatts. There are 2 heat pumps for space heating and one for domestic hot water, and these are connected to a central buffer vessel and calorifier for the space heating and water in an underground plant room, and you will see more pictures of those in the upcoming slides. So here are some pictures of the actual collector completion, and you can see here the drilling was completed using a down-the-hole hammer air drilling method in the carboniferous limestones of the Lucan Formation. And you can see that these were actually quite productive, with groundwater intersected pretty much in all of the boreholes. And once the drilling was complete, we were then able to install the geothermal probes, which you can see in the picture on the right-hand side, and then backfill those with thermally enhanced grout all the way back up to the surface.